What is going on, guys? Carlos here from Live Gaming Paradise. We are back again with another episode of the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This time we're gonna go and do another one of these quests with the labyrinth. There's 3 of these quests, so I've already done one. It's on the channel, and I'm doing a number 2, which is the island here, Lomei Labyrinth Island Prophecy. So it's the exact same kind of like concept that you go into the labyrinth, so you must have had this labyrinth before in order to go there directly. If not, then I will leave a link in the description and I will show you how to do how to get the shrine in here in order to come here directly, and also the one in the sky, because you're going to need both of them in order to do it, and that will unlock a further one which is going to be at the bottom in the depths. But this is what we're going to do in this video. So if this is the first time you're here, thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're a member or a regular, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Right, so you come in here and you activate these kind of like portal or terminal, and the thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to select it on the adventure log, and then we're going to go up to the sky once. So just put your position up to the sky, and then we're going to go to this one here, which is going to be the Mogisari shrine, and I've already got that on my channel, so I will leave this one linked as well, because these are the only 2 really that you're going to need in order to start this quest and go to the terminals and activate everything. So when we get to the top here, we're going to need to activate this terminal as well, and then a kind of like a door, or this like right in front of you, will come down and you will unlock the actual maze, which is like a labyrinth maze. And what you need to do is find 4 terminals inside this maze in different locations where you need to kind of like activate them. But there is no shortcuts. You can't really climb on the walls like we've done before in Breath of the Wild. You are using your glider constantly, and obviously you need to be aware that that will diminish your stamina, so we kind of like need to be mindful of that. But it does give you quite a leeway. You can kind of like scour this area here without even landing for a very long time, especially if you drop down and then get blown up again by the wind. It should make it much easier to do these, because at the moment I've done all the 3 of them, and I think this one was the one that was the trickiest. And but the more you do it, the more it gets easier to do, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna need to go and look for all these terminals. As you can see, those dark patches that I'm crossing right now on the minimap, those ones are normally under grades, so you need to kind of like go down to the below the grade, and then you need to go above it and then go to the other side. Sometimes you can't see them if you're too low or too high. You just have to keep on going up and down. I think that's the best advice I can give you, is to go up and down and try to find these passages, because normally when there's like a dark passage, you see like the light ones, they're going to be walls, you can't go through them. But if you've got the dark ones, those are like normal paths that you can go into in order to do it. But as you can see in here, some of these white walls can also be climbable. You can also rise above the wall or below the wall, but it's quite tricky to try to explain to you just how you do it, because it doesn't always work. Sometimes they are just a solid wall that you won't be able to go any further to the left or right. But when you get to the center here, you got 2 on either side. The best option is to come just down to the bottom, and then there's going to be a passage on top left, and then you'll be able to get the one on the left, and on the right is going to be pretty similar. You kind of like have to zigzag in order to get to the terminal on the right. But these ones, I think they were one of the hardest ones for me to do. I did try to do them in try to adopt a system where I would kind of like look for passages and the grades and stuff like that, but it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes it's the luck of the draw, really. Sometimes you'll have a passage that you can go through, other times you go all the way to the end and then it's a dead end and you have to come all the way back. So it's not there's not like a method to do it apart from going under these grates in here. I think that is probably one of the tricks that they put that makes it look like there's no way through, but if you go under the grate, then you find a way to cross over to the other side. But as you can see in here, if we go all the way straight and then turn left in here, I will see one of the terminals right down there. They're well hidden, these terminals. And on the third one, when I did the third one, I thought it was going to get easier. And I mean, it is easier, but it's not as easy as you probably think. And then afterwards, there's going to be like a terminal right at the top as well that you need to activate. So you'll activate 4 terminals inside of the labyrinth, and then you activate a fifth one that gets brought out once you activate all 4 down here. So the wind will rise, you'll be able to be blown up to the top of the structure then, and then you'll be able to kind of like activate the last portal, and that will make you go all the way down to the depths, and we're going to find another construct, and these guys are pretty hard. But this one I used all of my gems, and I will show you, if you've got enough gems, if you've got enough I mean, I don't think I use diamonds. I think I use like sapphires and things like that. If you've got enough gems, these constructs are easy, really easy. But if you don't, then they're going to be quite hard, especially if you're using anything else but gems. I mean, eyes are okay, they don't take too much health out of these constructs, but they will hit that block, because I think the tricky part with these constructs is the block keeps changing places, and sometimes you're wasting gems. If you're not careful, you waste all your gems. You don't hit that block once, which is quite tricky. You know, I had to play these like multiple times in order to try to get it as best as I could, but it wasn't easy every time I played. It didn't make it any easier. It was just like I got to know what I needed to do, but it was different every time, and it's quite tricky. So this is the 5th and final one, and then once we get into this one, we are actually going through a grate on the floor that gets removed, that we walked at the beginning to activate the first, when we activated the first terminal right on the labyrinth at the bottom. There's like a grate with some like lights flashing underneath, like red lights flashing. That's the construct kind of like eye. And then we just have to just dive down as far as we possibly can, and as you can see, there's the grate in here, and there's like a construct eye like scanning around, and this is what we're going to need to do. We need to light up the area. There's going to be quite a few chests around here. I'll show you where one is and how to get out of that room, but there are quite a few of these chests down here, so you should kind of like explore this area before you go any further. I didn't explore it to try to make this video a little bit shorter, but initially when I was exploring this area, trying to find out the best way to do this level, I kind of like explored around, and there are plenty of chests around here that you can get, like loads of these like Soldier Reapers, and like they're 44 weapons, so the durability is really good as well. Look how many I've collected so far. I mean, it is really handy to have these weapons. So if you can collect them all, I would do that before I fight the construct. And then, you know, like if you're in rooms like this, you can always ascend to the top half, and then we can go and fight the construct when you're ready. So like I said to you, this construct here, I used I kind of lit up the area, and then I used all gems. And to do it with gems, you can just see just how fast it is. I didn't kind of like leave the whole fight, but you can tell just how fast I removed most of its health. So I used I think sapphires, if I'm not mistaken, in order to get the health down as much as possible. So yeah, I had 7 sapphires, so I used them, and as you can see, if you don't give them time, look at that, the Flux Construct 3, its health is already like really low, but we just need to kind of like try to break all the blocks apart. If we can break all the blocks apart, that's really good, because you're going to isolate this block in here, and then you can really do a lot of damage. So Topaz does really a lot of damage because it's like a kind of like electric one. electrifying one, but as you can see, it's very difficult to target that cube because it keeps on moving from one place to another. But if you do manage to target like a few times, what you can do is get deal as much damage as you possibly can to the cube, because you know it will change to another position, and if you're too late, you just lose the gem. The gem won't hit the cube, and obviously it's disappointing because these gems take take quite a long time to find and to buy, a lot of money to buy as well. So it's worth keeping them. But if you want to do it quickly, and if you are it's probably better when you're gliding and then you just hold it in the air with your bow so you can freeze the action. But in these circumstances, it's quite difficult to freeze the action because you're right next to it and there is no way of kind of like going up and then coming down with the bow in the air. It's just not possible in these circumstances. Normally, like it's all right when you're jumping from a top place and you can pause in the air and kind of like use all your stamina and use all these gems. But yeah, obviously in these circumstances it's not possible. Once you're done, once you defeat the construct, all you need to do then is just activate the last terminal, which is going to be the one that will bring the clothing out. And as you can see, I'm wearing the bottom half of it, but I will show you what the the shirt looks like wearing it now. And then all you need to do, the final one, is going to be to get the helmet with the horns. We've got this one in Breath of the Wild before, and it was much easier than these, but it's all good fun. So I guess this is it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, or if this video helped you, please give us a like, consider subscribing so I can continue releasing more content like this. If you'd like to know how I make my YouTube videos, how I work with video, audio, what programs I use, what techniques I use, you can become a member, and that will give you access to a series of videos that I've created explaining this process. You can also have access to 7 days worth of videos that have never been watched, because I upload everything in advance, and you can help the channel. That's, I think, the main purpose. There you go. So this is what you get. So I guess this is it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.